Singers, musicians, and all types of bands. Would you like to get some exposure? Not that type of exposure.
Get out.
Wrong again. How would you like to have your music featured on Mason Web TV? We play music before our webcasts and also at halftime of our sporting events. All you have to do is send an MP3 of your original music to music@masonwebtv.com and we'll add it to our programming. The Bieber did it via the internet. Why can't you? That's music@masonwebtv.com.
And we're waiting for the start of the third quarter. 31 for Aberdeen, 20 for Shelton. The Bobcats have led by as many as 11 points at the 11-point lead at half. The High Climbers were up at 9 in the first quarter and allowed the Bobcats to come back into this ball game. Let's see here. We have High Climber ball to start out the third quarter with Hubble, Gregory, Speaks, Fuller, and Quantz. I'll give you the Bobcat lineup when we have a minute. Into the inbounds goes to Gregory in the corner, or actually Scott in the corner, excuse me, and it's deflected and stolen away. Here come the Bobcats right back. Quick passes. That's Edwards. Getting it over to, that's Schlesser back in the ball game. And Edwards. Top to Flock. And down to Schlesser, drives baseline, trapped under the basket, missed it, and got his own rebound, puts it up and in. Dion Schlesser with his first bucket, and the lead is 13 for Aberdeen, 33-20. And a timeout as Fuller came down, or not, I guess it was Fuller came down awkwardly on an ankle. And Kennedy will check into the ball game for him. It'll be High Climber ball. Hubble will throw it inbounds between the scorer's table and the Aberdeen bench. Inbounds will go to Scott in the back court. Hand it off to Hubble. Hubble with the ball between the circles. No look pass to Kennedy. Timeout is called by the High Climbers. So it's a timeout by the High Climbers. Will be their ball with a 13-point deficit, 33-20. 7:04 to go here in the third quarter. We have a timeout here. Let's see here. Tyler Speaks leads the High Climbers in scoring with 8 points. And Lorenzo Ontiveros has 7 points to lead the Bobcats in scoring. It'll be High Climber ball. 15 on the shot clock coming out of the timeout. Let me give you that lineup for the Bobcats since we have a moment. You've got Schlesser, Ontiveros, Flock, Follett, and Edwards. High Climber ball under their own backboard to the to the right to it. Speaks will trigger the play. He did find somebody to throw it into, and he gets it into Hubble. Hubble to Scott to Speaks. Speaks side of the paint, spins around the defender and puts it up and in. Give him 10 points tonight. 11-point lead for Aberdeen. Nice quick passes. Full it with it. Is it to Edwards? Edwards swings it over to Flock. Flock up top and turnover. Bad pass. And the High Climbers get the ball back. It's Scott having his pocket picked. Ontiveros throws it up and out of the reach of Follett, but he saves it in bounds. And it goes to Schlesser. Schlesser slashes to the hole, misses a shot. And a rebound goes to Speaks, but a whistle on the Bobcats. Ontiveros picked up his second. 6:18 to go here in the third quarter. 22-33. 33-22, I should say. Aberdeen on top, Shelton with the ball. Here comes Scott speeding up the court and try to at least pass to Speaks. Stolen away. Another turnover on the High Climbers. And there is Follett missing the layup. Rebound goes to Speaks. And now here comes Kennedy. for Shelton. Scott bumped, no whistle. Fade away, falls off. Kennedy had it, lost it. Here comes the Bobcats. 2-on-1, 2-on-2. Shuffle pass stolen away. And here come the High Climbers right back. Hubble going coast to coast, missed it. Rebound goes to Ontiveros, and he loses it out of bounds. But it goes off for the High Climbers. Fuller comes back into the court after getting, I guess he taped up his ankle. And Kennedy will sit down. It's Aberdeen ball. Schlesler. Inbounds it to Follett. Schlesler to Follett. Over it goes to Flock. To Ontiveros. Ontiveros back. Gets it over to Edwards. And a bad pass. Coming up with the ball is Hubble. Goes right to the hole and lays it off the glass and in. 7 points for Colton. And the lead is now 9 for Aberdeen. A timeout by Aberdeen. As Shima will check into the ball game for the Bobcats. So Aberdeen is led by as many as 13 here in this quarter. High Climbers are pulled within 9 at this point. And it'll be Aberdeen ball coming out of the timeout with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third. So it's Chima, Follett, Ontiveros, Edwards, and Schlesler for Aberdeen. For the High Climbers, it is Quantz, Hubble, Scott, Speaks, and Fuller. Inbounds goes to Flock. Flock gives it to Chima. Chima will run point this time. Throw it over to Schlesler. Schlesler driving, and he traveled going to the hoop. So the ninth turnover on the Bobcats. It's High Climber ball, trailing by 9. Inbounds goes to Fuller. Back to Hubble. Up to Scott. Scott to the three-point arc. Steps back, sets the offense. Throws it to Hubble between the circles. Back to Scott. Scott had to save it. Inbounds the wrong guy. Throws it up to Follett. Follett to the bucket. Lays off the glass. Sent in. 8 points for him, and the lead's back up to 11 for Aberdeen. 4:25 to go here in the third. 35-24. Aberdeen on top. Shelton with the ball. There's Scott with it. Throws it over to Fuller. Fuller to Quantz. Quantz foul line jumper. Missed it. Rebound is going to roll off of Chima out of bounds, but they'll give it to the Bobcats. Please. You're standing right there in the front of the play. You can't tell me you can't see that? Schlesler will inbounds it. He'll throw it into Chima. Get it over to Campbell, who's checked back into the ball game for Aberdeen. Stops shy of the midcourt stripes. Gives it to Chima. Chima speeds to the foul line. Throws it over. And 3 on the corner. Miss it. And Ontiveros loses it out of his hands, out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Aberdeen. Okay. We're talking hometown referees here, or what? Come on. How do you not get it? All right. Campbell will inbounds it. Throw it into Chima. Chima will set the play. 3:50 to go in the third quarter, leading by 11. Over goes to Follett. Now to Campbell. Campbell back to Follett. Follett down to Schlesler. Schlesler left alone and misses the hook shot. Gets his own rebound out to Chima. Chima down to Ontiveros. Out to Campbell. Campbell for 3. Nope. Rebound to Fuller. And here come the High Climbers. Here comes Scott. Scott throws it to Speaks. Speaks, top of the key. Back to Scott. The Bobcats are in his zone. Hubble has it on the far side now. High post feed to Speaks. He'll a little scoop it in. Give him 12 points. It's 9-point lead for Aberdeen again. 3 minutes to go in the third. Schlesler with it. Hand it off to Chima. And here come the Bobcats. Leading by 9, 35-26. 2:46 to go here in the third. There is Follett driving baseline. Hook it to Ontiveros. Puts it up and in. 9 points for Lorenzo. And leads back to 11. 2:35 to go here in the third. Scott slowing the pace down a little bit. Over it goes to Hubble. Hubble back to Scott. Over to Fuller. Fuller back up to Scott. Over to Fuller. Into the corner to Hubble. Cross court. It actually goes to the paint, and Speaks' jumper falls in. 14 points for Speaks. Leads back to 9. There's Campbell. Scrambling. Out it goes to Follett. Follett for 3. Nope. Rebound goes to Ontiveros. Ontiveros finds Schlesler. Schlesler is foul going to the hoop. Hubble gets his third. His first whistle on the High Climbers in the third. And Dion Schlesler at the line for 2 shots. Hit the first one and get another one. Jacob Black steps onto the court for Aberdeen. And Edwards returns for the Bobcats as well. Ontiveros will sit down and Follett will sit down. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. It is a 10-point lead for Aberdeen, 38-28. Schlesler can make another, make it 11, and he does. So we have a timeout here as the referee is discussing something with the scorer. High Climbers will get it. He can run the switch to the inbounds. Hubble will inbounds it to Scott, and here come the High Climbers, trailing by 11. There's Fuller to Hubble. Hubble standing just inside the midcourt circle. Stops and pops the foul line. That's short. Rebound goes to Schlesler, and it's free, but he gets it right back. Here comes Campbell. Campbell speeds up the far sideline to the three-point arc. Check foul, and then Fuller with the ball. Kicks it, and the ball's free. Coming up with it is a Black. Over it goes to Schlesler. Now to Chima. Chima throws it over to Edwards. Edwards over to Chima. Down to Black. Black fadeaway double team fouled by Hubble. That'll be four on Colton. I can give him 3. I got him 4, so we'll give him 3. So Jacob Black's at the line for 2 free throws. Got the first one. He'll get another one. Flock returns for Aberdeen. Sitting down will be Dion Schlesler. And Jacob Black is another free throw. Trying to extend the lead. Misses it. Rebound goes to Speaks. It's a 12-point lead for Aberdeen with 1:10 to go here in the third quarter. Hubble trying to get by the defensive Flock. Throw it over to Scott as the Bobcats are back to man-to-man. Speaks has it. No, almost lost it. Got it between the circles. Fakes outside, goes middle, puts it off the glass, missed it. Rebound Hubble, puts it up and in. Colton Hubble with 9 points tonight, and the lead is back to 10 for Aberdeen, 40-30. 40 seconds to go here in the third. Chima running the point. Hand it off to Edwards. Edwards at midcourt. Hands it off to Campbell. 25 seconds to go in the third. Now to Chima. Then to Campbell. Campbell stops and pops for 3. Hits it. His first 3 in the ballgame. First bucket. 7 seconds for the High Climbers. And Scott is going to have 3 seconds. Half-court shot. Nope. And that'll be 3 quarters. As the Bobcats are up 43-30 on Shelton after 3. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes of this ballgame on MasonWebTV.com.
Remember, remember adventure? We do. Your family fun begins at explorehoodcanal.com.
So we're waiting for the start of the fourth quarter. 43 for Aberdeen, 30 for Shelton. The Bobcats have maintained their lead and actually increased it to 13, trying to hold off the High Climbers as they keep trying to battle back. High Climbers have gotten 10 points in the last two quarters, 13 to start the ball game. Aberdeen had 8 in the first, had a huge second period, getting 14 points, and then 13 here in the third. Now the Bobcats will start out with the ball and a 13-point lead. You've got Flock, Campbell, Chima, who has the ball. Black is in there. Chima into the corner. That's Edwards. Edwards out to Chima. Chima holding the ball. Finds Campbell to the hoop and in. Here comes Hubble. And it goes to Fuller. Fuller. Down it goes to Quantz. Quantz fade away in the baseline. Missed it. Rebound goes to Edwards of Aberdeen. Lead is 15 for the Bobcats. And Chima trying to go coast to coast. Missed the layup. Rebound. Black had it. Lost it and got it back. Still has it now. Drives to the bucket. Puts it up and in. 5 points for Jacob Black. And a timeout called by Coach Sandberg. 7:05 to go here in the ball game, and the lead is now 17 for Aberdeen. Is there a timeout? No, there isn't a timeout. Okay, I guess it's just a substitution here. I don't see any substitution, just some stoppage to play. And Hubble has it in backcourt. Goes over to Fuller. Fuller looking for Speaks, but they'll throw it down to Quantz, and over the back is Chima, I believe. As his first. Second team foul on Aberdeen. 6:54 to go in the ball game. 17-point lead for Aberdeen. Shelton has a ball. Fuller with it. Over to Hubble. Hubble down to Speaks on the baseline. Bodies it up. Draws a triple team. Splits a double team. Out it goes to Hubble. To Speaks, fade away in the paint, goes in. Give him 16 points. 6:35 to go here in the ball game. Edwards has it on the far side. Down it goes to Black. Fakes, draws a double team. Fade away in the paint, falls short. And rebound goes to Gregory back in the ball game. Stops in the paint, puts it up short. Rebound. Chima and Speaks battle for it. Jump ball called, and it'll go to the High Climbers. 6:16 to go in the ball game. 47-32 is their score. Aberdeen leads. Shelton has the ball. Hubble will trigger the play. Inbounds will go up top to Speaks. Over to Fuller. Fuller to Hubble. Now it comes over to Gregory to Speaks, goes to the bucket, puts it up and in. 18 points for Tyler. Leads now down to 13. And let's see here, the Bobcats break the press, but a foul away from the ball. I think it'll go on Black. That's a 3 on him, 3 team fouls. 13-point lead for Aberdeen. Shelton ball. Edwards will sit down. Back in the ball game is Follett. Speaks will inbounds it to Fuller for Shelton. Get it back. And he'll bounce it over to Gregory now to Hubble. 5:35 to go in the ball game. Over it goes to Gregory. Now to Speaks. To Fuller. Down to Hubble on the baseline. Oh, he blew the layup. Rebound goes to Chima. He'll throw it up. And here come the Bobcats. Out it goes. Full it for three. In and out. Rebound. Pulled down by Flock. Out to Chima. Over it goes to Fullett. Back to Chima, down to the box in Black. Black draws a double team, loses the ball, tracks it down under the paint, puts it up and in. 7 points, please. High Climbers break the press. There's Hubble going the other way. Throw it to Fuller between the circles. And then there's Speaks. Speaks drives to the foul line, steps back, throws it over to Quantz. Quantz to Fuller. Baseline jumper, that's short. Rebound tapped by Speaks, but it's controlled by Chima. Here come the Bobcats leading by 15. 15. Chima trying to go coast to coast, missed a layup. And there's Hubble all the way up. Stops and lays it up, got his own rebound, put it up and in. 11 points for Colton. And the lead is 13. Chima quickly the other way. Slows the pace down, crossing midcourt. Throws it over to Campbell. Campbell up top to Flock. Flock loses the ball, and then Hubble's going to be called foul. That'll be 4 on Colton. Dion Schlesler steps back onto the court, replacing Austin Flock for the Bobcats. And some new faces off the bench for Shelton, and I have no idea who some of these young men are. 32 is DeAndre Mitchell, I think. And 34 is Chance Tuller in a 42, which I don't have on a roster. And there's Campbell with it. Over to Chima. Chima drives into the paint, stops, turns around, puts it up, drops in. Only 5 points for him tonight, but the lead is up 51-36. Scott will slow the pace down for Shelton. Throws it over to 42. Down to the baseline. Speaks, lays it up and in, draws the foul. Monteveros is back on there, and he is drawing the personal foul. As Tyler Speaks at the line for possible three-point play. Giving him 21 points. Aaron Taylor steps onto the court. And Chima will sit down. Full court press again in for the High Climbers. Monteveros up to Fullett. Fullett stops side of the paint, stripped of the ball, and a jump ball called. That'll stay with the Bobcats. They're up 51-39. 3:25 to go here in the ball game. Campbell inbounds, goes to Schlesler, then to Fullett, back to Schlesler, drives into the paint, and a traveling call. Only a 10th turnover on the Bobcats. Got 11 on the High Climbers so far tonight. DeAndre inbounds it. To Scott. Scott over to 42. I don't know who 42 is. There's Speaks. Speaks to the side of the paint. Stops. Kick it out. 3 on the way by DeAndre. Missing it. Then the rebound goes to Schlesler. Pushing it up to Fullett. Fullett to the bucket. Lays it up and in. And the foul. Speaks picked up his second, and Fullett completes a three-point play. Give him 11 points tonight. Scott speeds up the court for Shelton. Goes over to 42. Wish you knew who that was. And then a foul on Fullett. So the 5th on him. We'll say it's Ty Fisher, number 42. Inbounds goes to Speaks. Speaks can't hold it, and then comes to Scott. Scott can't control the ball, rolls in the corner, gets the ball back, sets the play, stops, pops for 3. Got it. Second 3 for him tonight. Give him 6 points. And the ball is kicked out of bounds by Scott. No, it's going to go off of Fullett. It's high climber ball. Now, full timeout has been called. I'll gather ourselves here. Take a timeout. We'll be right back here. MasonWebTV.com. Aberdeen leads for 54-42.
That's low.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextstoprex.org.
So there's 2:27 to go in this ball game. Aberdeen up at 54-42. They had a 17-point lead at one point in time on the high climbers. Now Bobcats come out with Fullett, Campbell, Schlesler. Let's see here. That's Taylor in the ball game again, and Taveras. It's high climber ball under their own hoop. Speaks will trigger the play. Inbounds will go to number 42, who sit out to Scott over to Speaks. And now it's Scott holding the ball. Trying to run the play. Looking for Speaks. Gets it to Speaks. Jumper on the way and in for Chance Tuller. His first bucket of the night. 2 minutes to go in the ball game, and it's a 10-point lead for Aberdeen. Bobcats have the ball. Ontiveros. Out it goes to Schlesler. And now it's to Campbell. Hands it off to Schlesler. Schlesler drives to the foul line, right to the hoop. Loses control of the ball, but forces up a shot. No on the shot. The rebound comes down to the high climbers. Here comes Scott the other way. Dribble penetrates. Turns around, loses the ball. And Fullett comes up with it. On the run, he has a big pack in front of him. Goes to Ontiveros, missed the shot. Schlesler with the rebound. Putback doesn't fall. Rebound goes off of the high climbers out of bounds. So let's see. Edwards returns. Chima's back in there. I think that's the only inbounds. Inbounds goes to Ontiveros. Chima has it, spreading the court out. A minute 13 to go in the ball game. 10-point lead for Aberdeen. Chima and Edwards exchange some passes. Edwards drives to the foul line. Leaves it for Ontiveros. 3 on the way and in. He's got 12 points tonight, and the lead is 13. 53 seconds to go in the ball game. 57-44 is the score. Speaks with it. Steps back, pops just inside the arc, couldn't fall, rebound, and there's a fight for it, a jump ball. That'll stay with the high climbers with 41.3 seconds to go. So we have a 42 that's not on my lineup. In for Aberdeen. And a 14. I don't have a 14 either. Well, I have 41.3 seconds to go here in the ball game. Speaks will inbounds the ball, throw it in to Scott. Scott over to 42. Out it goes to 32, and that's DeAndre hitting the 3. Inbounds to Chima. Chima lets the back go by him. It's 23 seconds to go in the ball game. 10-point lead by Aberdeen. There's Edwards. Edwards loses the ball, gets it back. Kick it back out to Chima. Chima will step back 10 seconds to go now. Jima drives the side of the paint, turns around. He'll just run out the clock at this point. And that'll do it. So final score, 57-47. Aberdeen and knocking off Shelton tonight on the road. High Climbers changed the things up and looked a lot different, for sure. At times really athletic and quite impressive, but couldn't hold the intensity and fall to Aberdeen, 57-47. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back here and wrap this webcast up here on MasonWebTV.com.
Attention singers, musicians, and all types of bands. Would you like to get some exposure? Not that type of exposure.
Get out.
Wrong again. How would you like to have your music featured on Mason Web TV? We play music before our webcasts and also at halftime of our sporting events. All you have to do is send an MP3 of your original music to music@MasonWebTV.com and we'll add it to our programming. The Bieber did it via the internet. Why can't you? That's music@MasonWebTV.com.
Well, it's a final in Aberdeen at Sam Ben Gym. The Aberdeen Bobcats knock off the Shelton High Climbers 57-47 in the boys' game. As a sweep for Aberdeen tonight, as the girls from Aberdeen beat Shelton earlier tonight as well. For this boys' game, the Bobcats did it pretty much by a committee. Leading scorer was Lorenzo Ontiveros. He has 12 points. Adam Follett ended up with 11. 7 for Peyton Campbell. 7 for Jacob Black. 6 for Dion Schlesler, 5 for Austin Flock, 5 for Vic Chima. Let's see here, we have 4 for Aaron Taylor, 6 I said for Dion Schlesler, 2 for Cole Edwards. Let's see here, just give me a moment. And for the High Climbers, they were led by Tyler Speaks. He ended up with 21 points. Hubble ends up with 11. 6 for Kevin Scott. 4 for Andrew Quantz. 3 for Mitchell and DeAndre. And 2 for Chance Toller. So the High Climbers dropped to 0-6 on the season. Bobcats improved to 3-3. Our next webcast is to be determined. Could possibly be a little B basketball, a little B1 girls basketball in Puyallup on, a week from today. We'll let you know here. Keep it tuned to check out MasonWebTV.com for our next webcast in basketball, probably in a week. We'll let you know. But again tonight, Aberdeen Bobcats sweep the visiting Shelton High Climbers. The boys' score was 57-47. The girls was 46-29. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Diedrich Allen. And please feel free to utilize MasonWebTV.com daily. Thanks for joining us.